Und damit willkommen zurück zum Lamplight City Let's Play. Das sollte jetzt Part 4 sein. Entschuldigt. Die Stimme. So, dann laden wir mich mal. Das ist jetzt schon ein Tag her. Jetzt muss ich erstmal gucken, was ich tun soll. Ach ja, ich muss noch den Officer Grant wegmachen. Das Stimulant finden. Und mit Juliet Montgomery reden. Ich gehe jetzt nochmal bei der Lady vorbeigucken.
Welcome. She's not gonna be much help right now. Best not to bother her. She's not gonna be much help right now. Best not to bother her.
Okay, sie ist nicht hilfreich. Das ist schade.
Looks like people have left markings and offerings in front of this tomb. You may think it's a silly superstition, but I wish you'd leave a bottle of Bollingworth at my grave every now and then.
Okay, wie kriege ich den jetzt abgelenkt?
Good day to you, officer.
Afraid I ain't got time for idle chat, sir. Please, move along.
Ich glaube, es hat keinen Sinn. Ich muss jetzt erstmal die anderen Sachen abhaken. University oder Bow Street Jail? Bow Street Jail war ich schon. University. Oh, das sieht aus, als könnte mir da jemand mit meinem
It's as though we've journeyed to the tropics.
Anti-Drogen-Beauftragten
keep that coat on in here. Those flowers are definitely not native to this area. They seem to be thriving in their glass tubes, though. Quite the assortment of plants they keep in here. I wonder if they serve any purpose or are just meant to look pretty.
Das ist
Judging from that pipe, that contraption must be used to keep the plants hydrated. But it looks like a giant earwax remover to me.
Irrs.
I've never seen a flower grow that big. What do you suppose they're feeding them?
Wasser. Okay.
Pardon the disturbance, but are you Juliet Montgomery?
I am. And you are?
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into the events surrounding your mother's attempted murder.
Ah, of course.
Have you got time to answer some questions?
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem.
Do you know anything about the events leading up to your mother's premature interment?
No, it was a complete shock. Mother seemed to be perfectly healthy and full of life. Then, without warning, she was dead. Or so we thought.
I take it you were glad to be wrong?
What a ridiculous question. Of course I was. What sort of heartless beast would celebrate their mother's death?
Oh, I could name a few. Juliet definitely didn't shed any tears over Madame Dupre, though. That much is obvious.
Miss Montgomery, you don't have to lie to me. I'm not going to assume you tried killing your mother just because you weren't upset by her death.
I felt terrible about it. You have to understand, I didn't want her to be dead. I just felt a sense of relief. Please, don't think me a horrible person, Mr. Fordham. It's just that Mother and I aren't currently on the best of terms.
Das klingt jetzt komisch, aber ich glaube, das ist ein mega großes Tabu, dass Leute nicht erleichtert sein dürfen, wenn jemand von ihnen geht, der ihnen nur zur Last gefallen ist oder mit dem die Beziehung sich so dramatisch verschlechtert hat, dass man selbst so sehr darunter leidet, dass das eben eine Erleichterung ist. Es klingt natürlich grausam und es ist dann auch natürlich immer gemischt mit den anderen Gefühlen wie Trauer und Verzweiflung, aber ich glaube, ich verstehe, was sie mit dieser Erleichterung meint und ja, egal. Deep Talk.
Why don't you and your mother get along?
We've never completely seen eye to eye on anything. She always disapproved of anything I did. When I was younger, she used to forbid me from speaking to the servants. I saw no harm in a kind word or smile, but she warned us that if we were too familiar, they would take liberties. Then when I declared my intentions to pursue academic studies, she really went livid. In her opinion, a university education was tantamount to a chastity belt. What sort of man would want a wife with a head full of useless facts, she'd say.
Personally, I've always found intelligence to be quite attractive.
I assume your mother didn't approve of your involvement with Mr. Martin?
A rather forward question, Mr. Fordham. But you're not mistaken. I'm not sure how she managed to find out about Albert and me, but when she did, she nearly had a conniption. As I'm sure you can understand, the situation at home has been less than perfect in the last few months. I'd really rather not dwell on it.
Tja.
What can you tell me about your brother?
Andrew, Mama's precious little boy.
Oje.
If you've
Das
met
klingt
him,
nach
you
einer
pretty much know all you
schlechten
need to.
Beziehung.
He's had the whole world handed to him on a silver platter. But he's in for a rude awakening someday. Mother can only provide for him for so long.
Ich habe gerade ein weirdes Fire Emblem Déjà-vu.
You mentioned you were friends with the servants.
Yes, that's right. I didn't care that they worked for us. Everyone needs a friend.
Did your mother ever mistreat them?
Mistreat? No, I wouldn't say so. She was always very stern, though, and quite cold. If they ever shirked their duties or misbehaved, they were punished, of course, but nothing out of the ordinary that I ever saw. Most of the servants are my friends, but I'm closest with Amelie, the kitchen maid. Mother wasn't too happy about that. Amelie's been around as long as I can remember. She's like the aunt I never had.
Es ist seltsam, diese ganzen französischen Namen in einem englischsprachigen Spiel, das auch in England spielt.
What can you tell me about Albert Martin?
I'm not quite sure where to begin.
Why not start by telling me what your relationship with him was?
We met here at the greenhouse. He was working as an assistant, sweeping and cleaning and fetching things for the students. My focus was on academics, naturally. I wasn't too interested in romance. In fact, I've had to turn away nearly every single one of my classmates.
Gott, die
But
arme
with
Frau.
Albert, I found myself intrigued. I noticed him stealing glances, lingering just a bit too long after bringing over a book or flask, sweeping the same patch of floor near me over and over again.
Wie romantisch.
It wasn't too long before I had him bringing me tools and equipment, regularly.
I see.
As I mentioned, Mother was an absolute terror when she found out.
Do you believe Mr. Martin did what he stands accused of?
I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't seem like him, but Albert can be quite passionate. If the police believe he's to blame, then they must have a reason for it. It wasn't any secret that he hated Mother. Perhaps I should have ended things sooner. It was satisfying to know that Mother was displeased, but I never imagined it would lead to something like this.
Well, it's nice to see she's all heart.
Sie hat das nur gemacht, um ihre Mutter gegen sich aufzubringen und zu rebellieren? Das wird ihm das Herz brechen.
So, you study botany. Fascinating subject.
Are you an admirer of plants, Mr. Fordham?
My wife has the green thumb in the household, but I do have a certain appreciation for them.
Plants are amazing things, just like people in many ways.
How do you mean?
They need attention and care. Ignore a plant, and it will wither. Give it too much attention, and it will become sick. Plants have many things to teach us, and I greatly enjoy learning from them.
These plants are impressive. Are they yours?
Yes, I've developed a method to make them extra healthy and strong.
They're larger than anything I've ever seen. How do you do it?
But I can't reveal my secrets, Mr. Fordham. The
Düngen.
world will hear about my discoveries soon enough.
Nitrat.
Incidentally, do you know anything about Easter lilies?
No, I don't keep or grow those here.
No more questions for now.
Was haben
Then
die
if you
mit
don't
ihren
mind, I have work to do.
Osterglocken? Ich verstehe das nicht.
One of those cute little Japanese trees that are all the rage these days. Personally, I don't see how giving a tree a haircut is meant to be relaxing.
Das hat nichts mit Haircut zu tun. Ich erkläre jetzt nicht, was Bonsais für eine Faszination sind, aber sie sind faszinierend. Das muss man ihnen lassen. Ich verstehe, wieso sie das faszinierend findet. Ja, ich glaube, ich muss mal mit dem blöden Arzt reden. Oder wo finde ich das Stimulant?
I'm here.
Seeing you come home always puts a smile on my face. So what's this big case Upton's got you on? Another missing pet?
If only. A Gascon Grand Dame was attacked and almost interred alive.
You mean Madame Dupré? The one whose obituary was in the paper?
Ja.
The very same.
Goodness, that does sound serious. Tell me if there's anything I can do to help. I know you haven't been feeling your best lately.
You're always a help to me, Addie. Though I assure you I have this well in hand.
I certainly hope so.
Ja, du könntest mir dieses komische Stimulant geben, das ich nicht habe.
Addie?
Yes, dear?
I was wondering if you could do me a favor.
What
Perfekt.
is it?
There's an officer posted in front of Madame Dupre's family tomb, and I need to get a look inside. Could you use your wiles and charm to distract him?
My wiles and charm, hmm?
Well, you are irresistible, darling.
Oh.
I'm sure he wouldn't turn away a lady in need. Say you've gotten lost in the cemetery and ask him to show you the way out.
Should we really be tricking a police officer like that?
There's no harm in it, and I won't be but a moment inside. It's in a good cause.
All right, let's go then.
Vielen Dank.
Excuse me, officer. I was wondering if you could help me?
What do you want?
I seem to have gotten all turned around. Do you have any idea how to get to the front gate?
My suggestion would be to turn around and head back the way you came.
Der ist ja
Yes, I've
super
tried that, but I
unfreundlich.
seem to just be going in circles. Perhaps you could point me in the right direction?
Stop right there. That's quite enough from you.
I beg your pardon?
Don't think I can't tell what your game is. You're trying to lure me away from here and into some alley where your gang of Sambos is gonna rob me blind. Exactly how many of them have you got lying in wait for poor unsuspecting fools you bring them?
Just one. And he doesn't appreciate you talking to his wife that way.
You know, Miles, sometimes I forget how absolutely delightful it is to watch you lose your head.
Miles, was that really necessary?
Ja, definitiv. Der
I'm
Typ.
sorry, Addie. You know how I get with people whose minds are full of that rubbish.
Let's just get him out of sight before this lands both of us in jail. That bush over there should work.
Ihr könnt ihn auch einfach das Grab legen.
I have to say, I wasn't expecting assaulting a policeman to be on today's activity list.
It'll be fine. When you're on the force as long as I was, you can pretty much get away with murder.
Although I think you may have already used up that privilege.
Well, it's been fun, but I need to take my wiles and charm over to my appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. I'll see you at home later, dear. Try to stay out of trouble.
Gar kein Problem. Wir machen den ganzen Tag nichts anderes.
What a dramatic statue. I'm rather surprised no one has defaced it.
Deface? Warum sollte man das Gesicht entfernen?
That nest is full of eggs. But where's the mother bird?
Perhaps she abandoned it.
Always assuming the worst, aren't you, Miles?
Warum ist das wichtig? Skylight.
I suppose the whole heaven shining down upon the tomb motif is good for the dead people's self-esteem.
Krypta.
Douglas Chesterton, 1791 to 1840. Good riddance. Sarah Chesterton, 1784 to 1812. I told you I was sick.
Das lasse ich auch auf mein Grab draufschreiben.
Jane Scott Chesterton, 1746 to 1815. Ab Eterno. Desmond Chesterton, 1745 to 1810. Strong in life, stronger in death.
Ich weiß nicht, wie man im Tod noch stark sein kann, aber
Celine, 1823 to 1844.
die ist nicht alt geworden.
Taken too soon. Rest ye with the angels. John Patrick Chesterton, 1740 to 1825. Patriarch, leader, family man. William Arthur Chesterton, 1770 to 1837. Gone but never forgotten. Dale Chesterton, 1795 to 1843. A good man. Rest in peace.
These crypts are reserved for future generations of Chestertons to rot in.
There are only 3 left.
Then let's hope the Chestertons aren't opposed to spending eternity cozied up to one another.
Das ist ein bisschen makaber, aber ich mag ja so makaberen Kram.
This must be what was going to be Madame Dupre's final resting place.
I don't see anything inside.
What, were you expecting a note from her attacker?
No, but I was hoping for some kind of clue at the very least.
This must be what was going to be
I don't see...
What?
No, but I was hoping for some kind of clue at the very
Ich
least.
auch, in der Tat. Tja, das ist jetzt wohl wenig aufschlussreich. Ich fürchte, Wenn wir jetzt nicht draußen noch irgendwie die Cutscene des Todes triggern, ist das jetzt wenig giebig.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
That's it, I think.
Wow.
Then you'd better get back to it.
Das war's schon mal nett.
This quack hasn't got anything more for us to learn right now. Her eyes are glazed over. If we didn't know
Bisher ich hab grad nicht so die Idee, wie es weitergehen soll.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
I'm reminded of a famous quote, Mr. Fordham. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Let us part on good terms and avoid the subject altogether, please.
Thanks for your time.
Nein? Hallo?
No, thank you for yours.
Das...
as amusing as
Ja, okay, dann halt nett.
this quack.
Tja, was machen wir jetzt damit?
She's busy. Best not to bother her until we have something to ask her. Those
Ja, und was?
He's watching you like.
Could I ask you some more questions, Mr. Martin?
It's not like I'm going anywhere.
Albert, did you hate Madame Dupre?
The woman is cruel, sadistic, and bigoted. When she found out about my relationship with Juliet, she sent me a letter threatening to have me killed if I got near her house or her daughter. So yes, Mr. Fordham, I hated her. But even so, I love her daughter. I wouldn't be so cruel as to take Juliet's mother away from her, even if she hated her too.
I beg your pardon?
Juliet and her mother didn't get along at all. I never asked why, but it was obvious there was something going on.
Intriguing.
That's all for now.
Ja, toll. Ich muss irgendwas übersehen.
As amusing as it is.
Irgendwas habe ich übersehen.
A horrible.
Was habe ich übersehen?
The science of pharmacology. I can only wonder what's.
The bottle is empty. I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
I found this bottle of pills upstairs. Are they yours?
Yes, I take those from time to time when I'm feeling tired.
You seem to be out.
Yes, that is a pity.
Where do you usually acquire them?
Oh, they're available by mail order only. I'll have to remember to request some later.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for yours.
Certainly no short.
Pardon me, miss.
I told you I'm very busy, and I'll get in trouble if I'm caught speaking to you.
Amelie, please. I need to know what you know about Madame Dupre.
What? How did you know my name?
Juliet told me about you.
Miss Juliet?
Yes, I spoke to her at the university. She mentioned you two were friends.
Yes, that's right. She's always been so good to me.
Look, Amelie, I'm just trying to get some information. And I have a feeling you can be very helpful if you just let me talk to you.
All right, fine. But do it as fast as you can.
Na, das sieht doch schon besser aus.
Tell me about Madame Dupre.
Oh, I really shouldn't, sir.
It would greatly help my investigation if you did.
Madame Dupre was kind enough to hire me as her cook. It's hard to get jobs in the city. Lots of people want their servants to use those new machines. My sister's brother-in-law got half his leg blown off by one of those new ovens.
Oh, God.
He's lucky he wasn't killed. So I'm plenty happy working here doing real people's work.
Dampfmaschinen
Madam,
wahrscheinlich.
can
Die
be
Leute waren am
difficult
Anfang ziemlich
sometimes.
misstrauisch gegenüber
Difficult?
Dampfmaschinen.
What do you mean by that?
No, I said enough.
Nein, bitte nicht.
What do you know about Madame Dupre's supposed death?
All I can tell you is that whoever did it really hated her.
Do you know Albert Martin, the man accused of the crime?
No, I'm sorry.
What can you tell me about Andrew?
He ain't so bad. Kinda spoiled, but he mostly cleans up after himself. Has a whole private part of the house, but I think he only uses one room. Better for me, way less to clean.
Auch nicht.
What do you know about Juliet?
She was always so kind to me and the others, but her mother don't like that one bit. Still, she sneaks down into the kitchen to keep me company some nights. Even though she's a good soul, I think part of her does it just to spite her
Das
mother.
glaube ich allerdings auch.
Are you the only remaining servant here?
No, there's another one, Marcel. He's the new gardener.
Wo ist der?
I haven't seen him in a few days, though. Not since before Madam's incident.
Ich muss ihn finden.
Thank you, Amelie. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
werde ihn
Now,
finden.
please, let me get back to work.
Ja, bitte sehr.
Stick around. I may have more questions for you later.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Judging by the amount of food that.
Okay.
As amusing as it is to chat.
Ja. Immerhin sagt einem das Spiel, wenn man mit Leuten nicht reden braucht. Aber trotzdem ist es ein bisschen irritierend.
Is quite.
Das habe ich gemacht. Das habe ich auch gemacht. Benzoyl Methylektonin. Benzoyl. Hilft mir das? Weiß ich nicht. Tja, ja, wen gehe ich jetzt noch mal besuchen? Hab ich noch irgendeine Idee?
How are things going with you?
Work is hectic as usual, and I'm spending my day off in here. But considering my home life is still a shambles, maybe this is the best place to be.
I'm truly sorry about that.
Don't be ridiculous. If it hadn't been for you, I'd still be chained to that philandering bastard. It hasn't been easy, but I'm much better off this way. Trust me. Anyway, work gives me something to focus on. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yes, and I'm grateful to you for getting me these case leads. I know you're taking a risk to do it.
It's the least I can do. How about you? How's Adelaide?
She's fine, although things between us could be improved, if I'm being honest. The less said about it right now, the better, I think.
I'm sorry to hear that. You can talk to me about it if you need to, although I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice.
That's it, I think.
Then you'd better get back to it.
Not in much of a hurry to clean up in here, are they? What a cheery reminder of everyone's impending death. That whole thing about the man in the black robe, complete lie, by the way.
Danke für die hilfreiche Info.
Nice seaside landscape. Definitely a stark contrast to the ambiance in here. Self-Portrait as a Desperate Man by B. Calvert. A bit like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Miles? All that metal and tubing just to serve a hot cup of coffee?
Ja.
The specialty house brews. These are definitely not coffee. A young woman holding a guitar. Completely the wrong way, I might add. Give me an old-fashioned tea kettle any day. If this is how they store their coffee beans, it's probably a better idea to ask for tea.
Tja.
Let's see if there's anything in these drawers. Damn, nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Ah, yes, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Uh-huh, now this is intriguing.
Endlich eine Spur. I'm not going to warn you again, you disgusting mulatto thug. Stay away from my daughter and my house, or I'll kill you. Yeah.
Nothing else of interest.
I'm not going to warn you again, you disgusting little thug. Stay away from my daughter. My house around. Okay. Also das ist eine Drohung an Albert.
We haven't anything to discuss right now, Fordham.
Judging by... Just give me an... Asleep? He and his friend are... He's missing his left arm. Reminds me of when I... Not much. What a cheery reminder of... Nice. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. Absolutely guaranteed to restore vitality, youth, and vigor, or your money back. for use by men only. These things seem to have had a spike in popularity recently. Dr. Tennant... Simon Banks, professional chimney sweep. Services start at 2 coppers per hour. Inquire at 305 Merrick Lane. I'm sure he's a lovable urchin, but thankfully, your chimney is clean. E.D. Preston's patented papier-mâché perambucats. Handsomely upholstered in silk, satin, or velvet, and hand-painted in the most artistic manner, as shown in engraving. I suppose if you and Adelaide ever finally decide to have children, something like this will come in handy. Simon, I'm sure he's a... Professor Xander Colt Tit III's emulsified soporific, available at all discerning pharmacies. I really don't know why you think taking that rat piss every night is a good idea for him. Dr. W.S. Sales Wonder Tonic, the best and safest medicine for both gentlemen and ladies. Prevents consumption, general weakness, feverishness, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, loss of appetite, flatulence, and head pain. They should also mention that it prevents breathing, heartbeats, and being alive. Green's Sulfur Soap beautifies the complexion and leaves you smelling fresh as a daisy. Talk about false advertising. I couldn't get a date for a week after using that stuff. If this is how...
So you plan on going to the Lygia Vigil tonight?
Nah. I heard Harris is going to be giving a speech. There's no way I could look that man in the face.
You know it's not his fault, right? I think he's getting an unfair reputation.
If he cared enough to make sure the airship was safe, it never would have crashed. He's as much at fault as anyone.
You really should go. Eliza would have wanted it, I think.
I know, you're right. I'll think about it.
These should be useful.
The Science of... It looks as though this folded... I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
Looks like it's a letter for Andrew.
Okay, jetzt komme ich der Sache langsam näher. Enclosed the agreed upon fee. I wouldn't able to concentrate on exams without this help. Dr. Tennyson charges an obscene amount. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for good people like you with home pharmacies. I look for them in usual spot on Joshua.
The Science of...
Okay, ich darf jetzt diesmal nichts übersehen. Das wäre jetzt ärgerlich, wenn ich noch mehr Kram nicht sehen würde.
What in the ether is that thing?
Nicht noch mehr übersehen.
It must be an... Why would...
Perhaps it's...
Nicht noch mehr übersehen. Schon genug übersehen.
I've never seen so many beauty...
Vanity. Vergänglichkeit? Ja.
Juliet really...
Lock.
Den Surprise bin ich nicht aufbekommen, würde ich sie trotzdem gerne.
They're all empty.
Not to mention...
Let's have a look. Aha, what's this?
Oh Gott, noch mehr, was ich übersehen habe. Dear Miss Montgomery. Der
So,
Schlüssel?
Juliet is renting a room in the Chum. That's certainly interesting. I can't wait to see what sort of dirty secrets she's got hidden away in there.
Jetzt
Well,
hab ich's.
someone's...
I always thought...
Yes. Well, someone...
I always thought that...
Yes.
Was haben wir gefunden? Nach, keine Ahnung, über eine halbe Stunde Arbeit habe ich den Rented Room gefunden. Useful for reaching things too small for human hands to reach. For plucking for specific long hair. Okay. Dear Miss Montgomery, unfortunately, I've been informed of a series of burglaries in a neighborhood near the room you're renting from me at 76 Forest Lane. 70. As a precaution, I've gone ahead and changed the logs. Please find a closer copy of your key. I hope this doesn't cause you too much of an inconvenience. Yours, Edwina.
As a music.
Okay. Ja, aber da ich diesmal eine Menge schneiden muss und eine Menge unnötiges Herumgeklicke für euch entfernen muss, werde ich mir die 76 Forest Lane später anschauen und es für heute beenden. Ja, ich bin paranoid. Es für heute beenden. Macht's gut, bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.